there. I just gathered some supplies, and if you'd like to join me in today's experiment, I'll show you what you need. You'll need some Peeps, a cup or two, and I grabbed some liquids. I got vinegar, some ginger ale, and a bottle of water. Now, you could get other liquids if you want to. I'm just curious, what will happen if I put a Peep in liquid? I wonder, number one, if it will float or sink. And number two, I wonder which one of these will help melt my Peep. So this experiment will not be finished in one time. I'm going to try it and I'm going to set it somewhere for a bit and I'll come back to check on it. So if you don't have these materials, all you have to do is get ready to think like a scientist. So get your thinking cap on. Do you have yours on? Good. Okay, scientists. Well, first, I am going to take out 3 Peeps and put them in the bottom of my 3 cups. 1, 2, 3. And I had Peeps ready for Easter when my family went to the grocery store. But if you're not going to the grocery store right now, you might want to just watch this experiment because it's, I think, going to be a good one. I'm excited. So I'm just going to put my little Peeps towards the bottom of each cup. I'm going to try to put them the same way. Now, I want to make sure I don't like to leave a mess. Ants are not part of my experiment today. So, now that I have my Peeps in each cup, I'm going to make something called a prediction. Can you say that word with me? Prediction. Let me hear you say it. Good. A prediction is a guess about what might happen. So I'm going to think like a scientist and I'm going to predict that in my 3 cups, I think that the one that has the vinegar, I think that Peep is going to go first. So I'm going to draw kind of a star on it and write in vinegar. There we go. I sounded it out. Hopefully I wrote it okay since I'm writing upside down. Now the second cup is going to be my ginger ale. So I'm just going to write a G for ginger ale for now. And I think that one might be okay, so I'm going to write a number 2 by it. And I think the last one is going to be my water. There we go. And that one I think is going to be number 3. So I think first, the cup with the vinegar is going to melt my Peep. Second, the one with the ginger ale is going to start to melt my Peep. And third, I think my Peep is going to dissolve just a little bit in the water. Now, like I said, if you don't have these materials at home, that's okay. You could talk right now with someone at home about what you predict will happen, or you can just think in your head, which one do you think will dissolve first? The one in the vinegar, the one in the ginger ale, or the one in the water? You could show me with a number, 1, 2, or 3. Ready? Go. You think that one? Okay, we'll have to find out. Well, now I'm going to very carefully pour just a little bit of a little bit of vinegar on my first Peep. I want to make sure, it looks like he's gonna float. Now I'm gonna kind of push him down a little bit so he stays in the vinegar the best I can. There we go. He might float. That's okay, as long as he's totally covered in the vinegar. Now, the next one is my ginger ale. So now I answered my first science question that the Peeps will float. Let's see if he'll float in the ginger ale too. Oh, there he goes. He's a-floating. And after I'm done pouring these 3 things, I'm going to make sure to wipe down my table and put them probably in my kitchen so I don't have any ants. And my water. There we go. I think that's just about the same. Now, as a scientist, I'm noticing two things. One, I'm noticing that all of my Peeps are floating no matter what they're in. Number two, I'm noticing that I kept just about the same amount of liquid in each one. And number three, I'm noticing that the water is starting to turn pink. Do you see that too? Wow, let's look at the ginger ale. Do you see the ginger ale? It didn't really turn any color yet. Ginger ale is usually like a yellowy color. And the vinegar, it's changing colors a little bit, but not as pink as the water cup. Let's compare those two. Wow, that is definitely pinker for sure. Well, boys and girls, I am going to go set my Peep experiment up down in my kitchen, and I'm not going to put it in any sunlight. I'm going to put it just on my counter, and I'm going to cover it up so nothing gets inside of my cups. I don't want to disrupt my experiment. And I'll take some pictures later on in the day and see what happens to our Peeps. And if you're doing this experiment at home too, I would love to see how your Peep experiment turns out. Or if you made a prediction, I'd love to see your thinking. Good luck, scientists!